Hello everyone, it's Marilyn. I'm sometimes called Maya. When I started this channel, I was the baby boomer booktuber. But today I'm doing something a little different. I am responding to a video that I originally watched on my friend Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures channel. And she's great, so everybody should be watching her. I'll have her information down in the comments. But it was a response to a video from Kevin Towle Reads. And Berna is celebrating 6 years on Booktube, and I'm celebrating 5 years, as well as my 75th birthday. And I thought this was a good video for me to respond to. It has 4 sort of prompts or questions, and even though one question doesn't apply to me, I thought this was a good idea. And then this week, I haven't been feeling really well. I have pain in my wrist, which affects my booktube life, as well as my blood pressure has been spiking to a really high level, and I've been trying to work on that before I see my doctor. So I think this, and I should tell you what the title is, it's the Booktube effect. And yeah, Booktube has a lot of effects depending on who you are, what stage of life you're on, what you're going through. So without further ado, let me get to some of these questions. And the first one was social events. Now, if you're a watcher of Booktube or you're a creator, you know that every month brings a different social event. And there's a lot. I remember watching a video where someone mentioned every event for that particular month, and it was like 30 events, some of which didn't apply to me because I didn't read the genre or I had never heard of. So that was interesting. I wish somebody would do that again. But when I first started, even watching Booktube, I concentrated on the genres that I liked the most and participated in them, such as March Mystery Madness was #1 at that time. The other one was Jane Austen July and Nonfiction November. Those were the 3 that I started with. And then, of course, there were others that that I learned about. And when I started becoming more mature in my reading genres, I wanted to participate in them all. But of course, we can't participate in all of the events on Booktube. So, you know, even a few Mays, I co-hosted an event with Kim of Middle of the Book March, who was taking a hiatus, but might be back soon, I hope. And that was a really event that was very close to my heart because not only do I suffer from mental illness and have family members who have mental illness, but I also do community work, or I did until recently, actively. Now I do it sort of in the background. But it was very important to me, and I hope that one day we can do that again. But there's no way that I can do every social event, and nor do I want to, because there's some genres that I'm not interested in, and some that some I've never heard of, and maybe I want to watch the videos. But when I say participating, like in March Mystery Madness, I was a co-host for a while, except last year. And Mental Health May, I said I co-hosted. The other events, like Jane Austen July, I just did what many subscribers do, and that is watch the videos. I mean, read the books and watch the videos of the people who are hosting them. And that is what I still do. Now the second prompt, well, before I do the second prompt, I have to say that there's also another social event, and that's I found out about buddy reads. And when I found out about buddy reads, I really love, love, love buddy reads, because not only do you get to read a book that with somebody else, but you learn things about the book from that person's perspective, as well as what you might have missed from the author's perspective. So, and you make friends, which is coming up a little later. You make really good friends. So, for social events, I am going to continue to participate in the events that I care about the most. And as much as I want to watch as many Booktube videos as there are in Booktube on the genres that I like, there's no way I can do that. So, yeah, that's for that question. Now, the second I don't relate to, and that's FOMO, which is fear of missing out. I don't have that really. If I have it, it's very mild. I know that there's certain things I can't do, like buy every new release. In fact, I got very ill on my last trip that I took recently in June, and there was some mistake. My insurance didn't pay, so I have a big bill right now, hoping that my travel insurance will pay up. So I can't afford right now, on a limited Social Security income, to buy new releases. Sometimes I get them from libraries. Sometimes good friends on Booktube will send me a copy on Kindle. I'm watching you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. And sometimes I'll even read a book on my desktop, because I can't read on my phone. Anyway, so FOMO isn't a thing for me really. But the next question that Kevin talked about is Booktube fatigue. And boy, do I know about fatigue lately. Not only Booktube fatigue, but a lot of other different, not having the stamina that you want in general in life. And that goes along with the Booktube, making Booktube videos. Let me give you an example. We lost 3 wonderful Booktubers pretty recently. One, of course, was, if you love mysteries, Janelle of Too Fond of Books, Brian of the Bookish Bryants, and more recently Alice of Alice's Giant Bookshelf. And not only were their channels all focused on my favorite genre, which is mystery, but they were wonderful friends that I got to know, and really, really got depressed when we lost these people. And of course, as I get older, I'm losing a lot of people. For some reason, I never thought I would lose someone on Booktube, but I guess that's life. And I know that there are many other Booktubers who have since passed, and it really affected me. It affected my reading, it affected my watching videos, and it affected my making of videos. So that's one example where you might go into a slump, or maybe not a reading slump, but a making video slump, because you're grieving. You're actually grieving. And yeah, I won't go too much into that, because I was close to one of these Booktubers more than the other two, but I had done my first buddy read, a group buddy read with Brian of Bookish Bryants, and yeah, and I was, and the other two were also pretty close to me. One in particular, and that was Janelle. So yeah, so those things plus your own health, and give you reason to get Booktube fatigue. And I don't know if that was mentioned. I know I started my Booktube channel when I was 70, and now I'm 75. And like they say, 60 is not 65, 70 is not 75. I think I mentioned that. Maybe for some people, but for me, I do feel, especially since I came back from my trip, that I feel that my health is not doing well. I think I showed you my hand, right? When you can't hold up a book, that does give you pause to say, okay, how am I doing? How am I doing mentally? How am I doing physically? And that would be a Booktube effect, as well as a life effect. Now, there's another question that I'll get to in a second. But this week, I was doing really well on Booktube. I haven't gained any subscribers for almost a year, and I did a video just celebrating my time on Booktube, my 5 years, and I did a best of 5 years, 5 books for 5 years, which was very hard to do, and I cheated a little bit, series. But yeah, so that video got 1,000 likes, which I don't get 1,000 likes. Well, the next video did, my usual 200 or less. But yeah, that excited me because people were giving me very kind comments, which I really, really needed. I needed that push. Wasn't feeling very well, and I needed that push. So thank you all. If you're new here, if you're a new subscriber, say hello in the comments. And yeah, so that really boosted me when I was actually thinking maybe I couldn't go on anymore for various reasons. Now, the last prompt, in a way, is community. And that is the biggest thing that keeps me going on Booktube when I'm feeling like I can't make a video, or is it worth it? Is it worth it? I'm not a person who reads very fast. I'm not a person that owns 1,000 books, and I'm also, because of my age, I'm trying to do get rid of the books. In a way, I mean give away, donate books that I'm not going to read, or that I read and I didn't like, because even new books that I bought in my the rush of the first year of Booktube, that you go out and you spend more money than you really should. I think that I want to minimize right now. And when I do a haul, a book haul, they're mostly now library hauls. I recently did buy a book recently, and I'm excited about that. They're usually books that are independent publishers or small publishers, and sometimes I get them on eBay for really cheap, and that's great. But I really, the only time I buy new books is when I travel. And I don't travel very much, and I love browsing in bookstores when I'm able to. And here I don't do too much of that. But anyway, let's get to the last one of the community. So like I said, community means everything to me. The people that I've met here, who are so always positive, who give me so much love and grace, because when you get older, it's hard to meet people in real life. Your friends and your family, they pass. And then, it's really hard to meet people. I mean, you can join Facebook and join groups, and I've done that. But I've never, ever had the experience of Booktube where I meet people that I met in real life. And I talk about this a lot, but I met at least 2 Booktubers in real life. And that, of course, is Lindy from Lindy's Magpie Reads. Lindy's Magpie Reads. I'll have it down below. And Jack from Spread Book Joy. But and I hope to meet them again one day. Well, if I ever pay back my if the travel insurance company pays me back, I should say. And it depends, because like I said, when you're 75, how long can I really, if I intellectually think about it, keep on doing Booktube, keep on I mean, it's possible I can do this when I'm 80, but I'm not counting on it. I hope so, but if I can't, I hope that I will keep the friends that I make here, and I hope that they won't forget me, and I guess I'll be a subscriber. I was going to make a video about that, you know, the difference of being a booktuber and a subscriber, and how to sort of navigate that slide, or it's not really a slide, but it's a change. So I think I mentioned also Pat of Book Chat with Pat has always been very positive and given me a lot of love. I also wanted to mention this time, and I wanted to thank Renee for always, I never talk about buy me a coffee or whatever it is, it's down below, and she sent me, I say tea because I don't drink coffee, for my birthday, and I want to thank Renee especially, and her channel is Beyond Books with her little doggy Raina, and I try to watch her videos as much as possible. And of course, you know, all my faithful subscribers that have stayed with me, and you know who you are, and I love you all. I hope that I can get my blood pressure down and do all the good things to my health, both mentally and physically, because I have an anxiety disorder like most people here know, and when my blood pressure goes really high, it triggers panic attacks, and that triggers like palpitations, which triggers high blood pressure. It's like a vicious circle, or is it cycle? I think it's circle. So I guess I want, you know, I've said everything. Community is everything, and the reason I stay here, and I think it's the reason why a lot of booktubers stay, because there are only so many big booktubers who make money on Booktube. Most of us, this is a hobby, and we appreciate all the help people that give us along the way to keep the channel going, you know, buying books and everything, which I, like I said, don't buy many, but I appreciate all of you. If you watched until now, I should have said please subscribe and push the notification bell. Someone told me that even, and I watch other channels on other subjects and other channels on Booktube, and I know that they don't always give me the latest video of somebody I really am looking for, and you know, it's hard to look at all of your subscriptions and then look it up and do it. It's hard. It is hard, and it does get harder if you're not as technologically savvy as I am. And I'm planning to do more shorts because I can actually do them, and maybe even some live streams. I know my friend Jack is doing a lot of live streams, and it sounds pretty daunting to me at the moment, but I want to stay on, I want to stay here because I love you all, and I love books, and I have been reading a lot, and I will come back with some videos about what I've been reading, because I've been doing a lot of reading since I don't go out as much when I'm not feeling well. I do a lot more reading, so the reading is piling up, and I have books to show you. So thank you so much if you watched. I really appreciate it, and until we meet the next time, I send you all aloha from Hawaii.